Welcome back to my playthrough of Final Fantasy VI. This is it. This is the final episode. We're going in to kill the final boss. I don't anticipate any serious problems with it. And if all goes well, I should get the platinum for this at the same time once I finish killing him. A couple things I've learned over the last few days of playing this game off screen. I hate whoever it was who decided to put Setzer's Joker's Death slot as the percent chance, the probability that it is to get, and made it necessary for his achievement to get all of his slots. Because there are two versions of Joker's Death, if you've never played this. One of them is 7-7 bar, and that is an insta-kill for your entire team. And it cuts through any insta-kill protection you might have, so like the memento ring, safety bit, things like that would normally protect against instant death. Cuts right through them, kills you, so don't try it. The other one is 7-7-7, and that is Joker's Death for all enemies. And I believe it works on just about anything. Like, it may work on big bosses and everything. I don't know. I don't know that it's worth finding out, because the odds of you getting it are so infinitesimally small that you should probably go out and buy a lottery ticket, hold it up in the air to make sure you get struck by lightning, walk away safely, and go get another lottery ticket and win with both of those. That's probably what it feels like for the odds of getting this frickin' Joker's Death thing. Because I spent 10 plus hours easily. It was probably closer to 15. I really hesitate to say how many more it might have been. But yeah, it's so much of a pain in the butt. And it's apparently hard-coded that way in the game to have crap RNG. Like, there are versions of this, and I don't know about the Pixel Remaster. There are differing opinions that I read online, because you bet I looked up on why I wasn't getting it. That if you use an echo screen on the first action of the battle, and then immediately go into the Joker's Death, that essentially resets the RNG and gives you the option of a good RNG that will allow you to finally get that third 7 if you're doing it manually. And to do it manually, you have to sit there and watch the thing and go, okay, there's a 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, click, 7, 7, 7, click, 7, 7, click. And the first one isn't too bad to hit. And the second one is only slightly harder. It's not too bad. Once you really practice it, you can get the timing down. Those two aren't that bad. The third one, doesn't matter how good your timing is, if the game decides you're not on the good RNG version, you can't hit it. You will get either the, I think it's a diamond, the gem right in front of it, or one above it, or the summoning icon that if you got 3 of them, you would summon a random Esper. You get one of those, is the other one on the either side of that 7. So it doesn't matter how good your timing is, if you're not on the good RNG version, you can't get it, which is just frickin' ridiculous, because you have to have perfect timing, and you have to be on a good RNG. So chances of that happening, very, very slim. You can also let auto battle handle it, which is even slimmer chance of happening. And the joy is that you will get a whole bunch of the bad Joker's deaths. All of a sudden RNG goes right out the window out of your favor, and you die all the damn time. And so the best way to do that I found, and this is really what I ended up doing in the before I finally got it, was in the big forest where you find the Tyrannosaurs and the Brachiosaurs north of the Veldt. Around that area you find some sprinter birds and some kitty cats and those little balls, tumbleweeds I think they're called, and you can fight them. And so what I did was I took Tethys, Setzer or Gambit, and Mimikyu, my Mimic, and just the 3 of them in the battle, and I made sure Mimikyu had slots as one of his actually available abilities. And Tethys had the Celestia on, so she had 1 MP per spell, and she was casting AoE Curaga on all of the enemies to keep them healed up. And then both Gambit and Mimikyu were on slot machines, and then auto battle. And you just sit there and you let it run, and Tethys keeps them healed up pretty darn well. Like, eventually, if they both hit really hard with back-to-back slots before Tethys can heal, you'll kill the things. And if it happens just often enough, eventually you winnow down their hit points and it will kill them. But you are very likely to, within a couple of minutes at best, get a Joker's death that wipes out your entire party. So you have to restart, and you have to re-go into a new battle, and set up your Curaga and double slots again, and then let it run. And it can run for 5 minutes, it can run for 10 minutes, who God only knows how long, or it could run for about 30 seconds. And then you get the Joker's death that wipes you out, and you move on and you try it again. And again. Repeat that for a dozen or so hours, depending on your luck. And I really, it's sort of one of those things, reading other people's posts online of, oh, I did this method and I got it inside of an hour. I really want to punch that person. I'm sure they did great. It's not their fault. I just want to take my rage out on the person who was pointing out their good luck in the face of my horrendous luck. We've all been there. So yeah, and I finally got it. I was watching a streamer that I enjoy. He was playing Final Fantasy IX, and I was just watching him and was just auto battle. And about an hour into watching him, it finally kicked off. And oh my god, I was so happy. I was just thrilled that I finally got the damn thing. So, that was one of the last things I did. I also, in the last few days, while I have not been playing this for recording, I started a new file, which you can see down here below that. That's only like, 15 hours in? Yeah, 14, 15 hours in. I started a new game and was following a guide because I thought that I had missed a chest or a secret item somewhere. And so I was going back through to find everything and make sure I was just doing a speed run through the game, my version of speed run, which is not a real speed run. But I was going through as fast as I could and just making sure I got all the locations and kicked off all the things. And then I realized or found out as I went through, I did not know this feature existed. And I really should have, because it was in Final Fantasy 1 and I didn't find it until the very end of the damn game, and I really should have thought of it this time. But if you're in here and you go to your map, I don't know that I ever actually opened this map on purpose almost the entire game. I'm sure I did at some point and probably just clicked right through because I don't care. I know what the map looks like. I don't need it to navigate. But it also shows you how many chests and how many secret items you found in each of the locations. And so I went through on this game once I sort of realized that and was going and was double checking, and I found out I got almost all the chests and items. And so I went, and all the ones that I was missing, I was still able to get here. So I went back and cleared them up on this game and made those 15 hours of play on that other file completely pointless. And there was also a couple hours lost there of trying to farm Gambit's slot on that. Because all I was really worried about there is the achievement. I don't care which game file it's on, I still get it on my profile. But I tried a couple other tricks that people had, such as running Gambit alone on the Lethe River. There's a loop where you choose to go to the right, and you go on a loop, and you come back, and you go on the right, and you go on a loop, and you come back. And supposedly that was a great place to farm on auto. I think that's BS, or they were playing a different version of the game. Because you can't just keep going between battles. You have to click to get through, da-da-da-da-da-da-da, and then you look at the XP you got, the levels you gained or whatnot. You can't just auto through that. You have to click a button. So maybe they were doing something I wasn't. I don't know. Maybe they were on a PC and they had a auto clicker or something. But anyway, I tried lots of different things. Still didn't work. So those were several hours spent on that game file as well lost. But anyway, so I went through, found the locations I was missing here. I was missing one chest that I don't know that I've ever actually knew existed in Kefka's tower at the end. Actually pretty close to Kefka himself. And found a chest there that I was missing. So I finally got all the items and all the chest achievements. I got all of Strago's or Zifnab's lore magic learned. I think that's the first time I've ever done that. And I learned all but one. I've still got a handful of Velt things to learn with Rufio. But there's one that you can learn that I can't. And I noted it on the episode. I just actually cut the episode today for the floating continent. I was really excited because when I got there, I wasn't finding any ninjas. If you watched that episode, you may remember I was looking for ninjas and I couldn't find ninjas. And then I realized, oh, I already have ninjas in my bestiary. I don't need to find ninjas. I'm good. That means that I should be covered. Well, a ninja that I had was the one that was in the cave to the sealed gate that dropped down when you click the switch, and he drops down and he fights you, and then he complains about not getting the treasure. That single ninja adds it to your bestiary. It is not a viable formation for the Velt. And so that ninja alone will not put the ninja on the Velt, so you can't learn the rage. You have to find a ninja, and I think they come in pairs. You have to find ninjas on the floating continent for it to count, which is such a pain, and I did not realize that. And so technically on this playthrough, I cannot learn 100% of the Velt. Fortunately, you don't need to get the achievement for the rages. So much as it pains me, I can't count this technically as a true 100% of the game, because, I mean, there's any number of things that I missed from stealing from monsters and stuff like that, and I'm not going to go through the Colosseum and all that stuff, but as far as collectibles, I really wanted to do all the rages this time. I cannot, because of that frickin' ninja. But anyway. But I got almost all the rest of them, and I did learn an awful lot about Velt farming that I did not know before, and I'm glad I know it now, and I wish I'd known this years and years and years ago. Look it up sometime if you're ever going to play this game. Look up the chart for the Velt farming groups, and basically there's 100 or 200, I don't even remember anymore. Oh, I've got it right in front of me. There are 65, groups of enemies, in theory, that you can encounter on the Velt. And each group has, 8? Yeah, 8 different possible encounters. So basically, if you would go to group 1, and if you get encounter A, then it's a silver lobo. Encounter B is 2 silver lobos. 3 is 2 guards, etc. So there's a little group of possible encounters that are in group 1. And once you've had an encounter in group 1, then you move down to group 2. Once you've had an encounter in 2, you move to 3, etc., all the way down. If you have not unlocked that monster, so if you get to the Velt somehow and you have not found any stray cats, for instance, if you didn't find any outside Doma Castle, you can't fight stray cats on the Velt. So it looks at the row that has stray cats and says, well, you can fight the Nettle Hopper because you fought those, but this combo that has a stray cat, you didn't find those, so we're going to skip that possibility. And we're going to you're going to skip that monster, and you're going to skip that monster. And if there are none on that row that are valid, then you just skip right on down to the next row. And so early in the game, you're basically going row 1, 2, 3, 10, 11, 20, 24, 60, 1, 2, 3, and you just cycle right back up to the top. And so that's why you keep running into the same sorts of monsters early when you don't have a whole lot to choose from. Later in the game, you have all the rows to choose from, or damn near, and so having this chart available, and I made an Excel spreadsheet and I copied it over because that's the kind of nerd I am, and so I could look and see, okay, I have not yet learned, the Anguiform, the big snaky sea monster thing. He's in the next row that I'm getting ready for, so quick save. Get into a fight. It's not the Anguiform. Restart. Go back. Get into a fight. Quick save. There you go. And so I'm just basically going right back to before that fight. The next fight is on that row, and if it's not the monster I want, reload the game. Which is slow as hell, but it's a hell of a lot faster than having to cycle all the way down through all the other battles, wrap around to the top, and come back around to the row of the thing that I want. So when there's a whole bunch of stuff that you don't have, and if you keep track of which ones you have already learned, you can quickly sort of jump around and make your way down the list. And then when you come back down for your next trip through the list, you can say, well, I got that one, that one, that one, that one, that one. I don't have that one yet, so I'm going to reload each time until I get that particular thing that I need, which is tedious as hell, but it makes a lot of sense, and you can exploit the quick save state and it still takes a little while to reload every time, but you can do pretty good. It's, as I said, it's a lot faster than go cycling through the whole damn list again. And so took several hours. And again, all those hours were just because I was trying to get 100% rages. And so I'm kind of ticked off, if you didn't notice, that I can't get the ninjas. And so I cannot get all the rages, and it makes all that time pointless. Oh well. It was still a lot of fun. I still enjoy the game. I just, oh god, if I really wish I now had found that frickin' ninja. It would have been so much better. But anyway, so here I am, ready to go back into Kefka's Tower. And at this point, I don't need any battles. I don't need to heal anybody. I don't need to fight anything. I'm really just going to run through the thing and get to Kefka. And so I'm going to run through the game really fast, and I will meet you there right outside the final battle with Kefka. So, be right back. Okay, here we go. So, quick rundown of everybody just so you can see where they're set up just in case. I'm not sure my final team yet. I'll decide in a second. It's been a long time since I've played this final battle, so I don't remember exactly the mechanics. I remember a little bit, but I don't know how they work, to be honest. So we'll kind of see what happens here. Alright, so equipment-wise, I have the ultimate weapon, Genji Shield. Sol Tomasa and Celestia are both on Tethys. She is going to be my magic slinging first line user and dishing out all the damage she can, and hopefully she'll be there the whole battle. We'll kind of see what happens. Mimikyu sort of has some leftover stuff. I don't plan on using him at all if I can help it. Khan, as always, I have the Master Scroll and the Genji Glove with him. He's rocking them a couple of nice swords, including the Zensetsuken, which will not really be all that helpful in this fight, but if he comes in, he's loaded for bear. I have no plans on using Mog whatsoever in this fight, but again, just in case of emergency, he's got a Genji Glove with two of the best lances in the game, and just whatever armor I had available for him. I got 5 ribbons, or 6 ribbons, I think, so they're sort of spread across the group. Locke has Excalibur, best sword I can sort of hand him that's useful for him to use. I thought about giving him the Ragnarok sword, but it does use magic after every time. Not that he's really going to need his magic, but Excalibur's almost as strong, and he's not going to be my first choice for a fight anyway, so I'm not really that worried about it. But he is pretty well equipped. Callan, strong front runner for being in my initial party for this. So he's got the Ragnarok just for the offensive power and the attack power that it provides him. I don't really plan on him attacking all that much. He should be using drills and chainsaws and such, but if he needs to attack for some reason, he's loaded. Dom, of course, has some Tiger Fangs. He the Black Belt, which really doesn't do him a whole lot of good, but just in case, I don't have a whole lot better for him at this point. I could probably give him something to boost his evasion, but should anything attack him, he'll counter. And he's got the Hyper Wrist for the strength boost, by the way. So yeah, he's loaded with some of the best stuff he can have. I am not using Ryakin. I left him behind on the airship. I really, at this point, because I did level him up, I seriously considered trading him in for Mog, but I'm not really used to using him. I probably could, but oh well, too late now. I'm not going to go run out and run back in just for that. Celeste, again, some decent weapons and armor. She's got the Paladin Shield to make up for lower helmet, etc. And she's just got a hero ring and a ribbon. I was not aware, or completely forgot, that Rufio can wield the Impartisan, which normally it's used by imps. So if you actually get turned into an imp, there's a reed cloak you can wear. There's a helmet you can wear of some sort, I think. I don't have one. I could swear there was one. But at the very least, the reed cloak has great magic defense, terrible, or not as nearly as good regular defense, but it is worn by imps. And if I remember correctly, if you are turned into an imp and you equip yourself with the reed cloak and the spear, and if there is another thing you can equip or not, it actually dishes out quite a bit of damage and is something fun to play around with a little bit. I haven't done it in a long time, and I just didn't really feel like doing it this time. But it is there if you want to play with it and see what it's like. It'll be fun if I remember right. But anyway, so yeah, so Rufio can wield the Impartisan normally, and it gives him a nice attack boost of 1 whole point. But it's a nice attack boost. It does increase his magic defense and stuff, I think. Or no, that would be swapping shields out. Oh, Tortoise Shield. There it is. That's what it is. The Tortoise is the shield used by imps. It's not a helmet. It's a shield. So, yeah. I mean, whatever. So he's got a red cap, Hero's Ring, Hermes Sandals. I don't think I'm going to use him for the final group, but he will be there on standby. He'll be one of my top choices for the second tier, I guess you could say. Now, Gambit here, the fixed dice are amazing if you combine it with the Genji Glove and especially with that Master Scroll. Because he rolls the fixed dice 4 times, and the damage you can kick out from that is not affected by the limitation, the reduction of damage from, because if you would just do 4 attacks with anybody normally, it reduces the attack power, and then you go 4 times. Well, the fixed dice are not based on attack power, they just do the damage based on the numbers you roll, and so they're not affected by that, which is great, because all of a sudden he can do variably a few hundred, a couple thousand, or up to 7, 8, 9,000 when he rolls those things, which is great. And there is a way, I think, to get a second set, but you have to trade stuff in the Coliseum, and it's kind of a pain. I think. I don't remember. I know at times I've had 2 sets of fixed dice, but that may have been in a totally different... It was in a different version of the game, so it may have been a different mechanic at work. But anyway, then the Death Terror, of course, could insta-kill things, but sure as hell is going to work on the final boss. But he's not my top tier, but he would be a solid backup. Zifnab, solid backup magic user, so he's got Hero's Ring to give him a boost, Ribbon, Mage's Rod is his best rod to use. I have zero intention whatsoever of ever letting the Realm see the inside of a fight coming up, so not really worth it, but I did equip her, just, cuz. And then Umaro, or, what did I call him in this one? Snowfuzz. Yeah, he's still back in the airship because I hate using him. He's strong as hell, but again, zero control. And you don't even have the option of controlling him. You never get to control him, so I don't like that. Let's see. And yeah, we're back up here. So, we are ready to rock. Everybody step forward onto your space. Here we go.
Welcome, friends! I knew you'd come, so I've been practicing my greeting!
How much do you have to destroy before you've had your fill, Kefka?
Oh, I've acquired the ultimate power! Observe! Such magnificent power! You're nothing more than fleas compared to me now! Embrace your destruction! It is the fate of all things!
To be destroyed? Maybe it is, but people will always rebuild, and new lives will always be born.
And time will destroy all those as well. Why do people insist on creating things that will inevitably be destroyed? Why do people cling to life, knowing they must someday die? Knowing that none of it will have meant anything once they do.
Because it's not the end that matters. It's knowing you have something to live for right now, at this moment. Something you've worked for. Something that's worth protecting. As long as you have that, that's enough.
And did you all find your somethings in this broken world that's dying itself?
Yes. Alright, hug it out moment. Love. A person worth protecting.
A wife and child who live on within me.
A peaceful kingdom. Loving brother who always looks out for me. Ha ha ha. Someone willing to accept me for who I am.
An adorable little granddaughter.
An obnoxious grandpa who I couldn't live without.
Wings from a dear old friend.
New pals, come out. These people, all of them. Ooh, ah, ooh.
Blah! You people make me sick! You sound like lines from a self-help book. If that's how it's going to be, I'll snuff them all out. Every last one of your sickening happy little reasons for living.
No, Kefka, stop! Nice sort of chipper Kefka music here for this.
I wield the greatest power in existence! You may as well be the dirt on the bottom of my boots, or the dirt stuck to the bottom of that dirt. I'll destroy everything! I'll create my own empire of death!
We can make our own little pillars of rock too, apparently. You can't destroy everything. People will always have dreams.
No! When I'm through, there won't be anything left to dream about!
We won't let you hurt any more people.
But what fun is destruction if no precious lives are lost?
It ends here, Kefka. Okay, delete the order of participation in battle. This is kind of what I remembered, so... Alright, so you don't have the two people you left behind in the airship, obviously. So I'm going to start with my principal lineup. Will always include Dom and Tethys. And I think I'm going to go with Callan. I'm a little torn on this third slot. It's sort of... I'm not really that concerned about who it is. Celeste might be nice, because she's strong magic and she's got decent attack. Lockett, there's nobody to steal from, so you're kind of pointless. If I never see Gambit and his slots again, that may be too soon. I think I'm going to go for Khan for now. And then my next tier that will appear, I'm going to bring in Celeste. Fine. Put you down there. Rufio. Locke. You go in the back. You go in the back. Alright. That should be good enough. If I'm lucky, I may get through this with just those first four. And then if not, those two. Then, you know, the way these are all still pretty useful to bring in. Alright, here we go. See what happens. Alright, let's just kick it off. No holds. Uh-oh. Well, doesn't matter. Dual cast. Now, if I really wanted to abuse this place, I would be using tons of quick spells. I'm really only going to use them with Tethys to speed this up and just absolutely destroy this thing. Khan, you may need to heal here, buddy. The Tethys is so strong already. Look at that. She's not even tranced. We're just going all out Ultimas with Tethys. Alright, well there's phase 1 done. Yeah, Callan or Khan, whoever's next, may need some healing here. This is the weirdest boss setup, because we just keep climbing higher and higher of all these things that are just molded together onto this tower of Kefka evilness or whatever. Let's see. Okay, good. You're fine. That should top everyone off who needs it. You know, go ahead and attack, Khan. See what you can do. Okay. I mean, what is that? 750, so roughly 6,000 damage-ish. Almost. Spread out. It's not horrible. Uh-oh. Okay, let's get a couple more ultimates here. Yeah, the quick dual cast Ultima with the Celestiads, so you're not worried about magic points. Ridiculously OP for this part. You know, just fix yourself. Did they get their turn, or are we still waiting on her Ultima? Okay. Not sure what's going to happen here. Somebody should... Thank you. Must say somebody needs to heal, please. The fact that they can still go while the quick spell is active is kind of annoying, to be honest. Ow! Khan? You're in trouble, buddy. Not horrible if you die, but... Alright, so it was 3 enemies, 4 enemies, so that should be 7. Are there 2 in this phase? Or 3? I think it's just 2. Yeah, 2. Okay, and then 1 final level to go. I'm gonna give you a chance to use Tempest, that's fine. Ultima and quick. Oh, that's a strong-ass healing spell now, isn't it? Oh, one's already dead. There we go. Now some serious damage with that. That's not bad. This is the broken way of beating this fight, by the way, obviously. Alright, final tier. There's that intro music back. Now at this point, if someone had died along the way, then they would be replaced by a new character at any given... When you raise a tier, if someone's dead at that time, they get replaced.
Life, dreams, and hope. Where do they come from and where do they go? Such meaningless things, I'll destroy them all!
Okay, Kiraga, I think, is called for here. I'm gonna Rise. And a Kiraga. And I think if you leave them dead too long, it also calls someone else up to fill the spot. Fortunately, she was ready to go already. But if I hadn't, then someone else would have also already been on deck to kick something off here. What's up, Dom? No black belt? No counterattack there, buddy? Does it? Does it really? What are you doing? Let's just do a couple of ultimas here. No need to... Never mind, he did. Alright, and that's Kefka. Now, there are much harder ways and much more involved and technical ways that involve lower level characters, lesser abilities, not spamming Ultima, etc. I don't really feel like doing those. I'm perfectly happy with my OP smash him into the ground way. Thanks, Dom. Alright. The tower's collapsing. Oh, there comes Snowfuzz. And Ryakan. There's no time to lose. Come on, the airship's just up ahead. Thanks for showing up, Ryakan and Snowfuzz, at the last second. Come on, everyone, we can make it if we work together. Tethys, what's wrong? Uh-oh, all of our shiny rocks are going away. The Magicite. Magic is disappearing. If Espers are fading from the world, what will happen to Tethys? Come with me. I can use the last of my power to guide you out. They kind of know where they're going, don't they? We got here. Alright, now we get clips of all the characters. And little ending credits. I always like the ending for this game. Khan as Kyan Garamonde. No idea how to pronounce a lot of these names, so don't come at me. Khan, could you hit that switch?
Mechanical devices are not my thing.
Sorry, I didn't realize it was going to auto-advance the text.
I do believe I'm getting better, though.
Gambit as Setzer Gabiani. I think they all have last names you never hear in the game. Wait. Whenever you think you're right, you're wrong. And that's a big mistake. That was always what you used to say, wasn't it, Daryl? Ah, the infamous two-headed coin. Callan as Edgaroni Figaro. So it's Edgaroni. And Dom as Sabin Rene Figaro. Edgaroni. Sounds like a rice-roni thing, doesn't it? Right? The Figaroni treat. Ding, ding. It's not like I wanted to dump all that responsibility on you. I knew you'd look out for the kingdom. I wanted to be able to look out for you. That's why I went off to become stronger. No, nothing? Really, Edgar? Just a... Mog. As... Mog. Happy tomorrow! Now, of course, if you didn't recruit some of these people into your party, some of these scenes are entirely optional. But like the brothers, you have to get. Mog is optional, so this you may not see the scene if you didn't go get him. The fur! What's the fur? I'm not a stuffed animal. Kaboom! Evil eyebrows. Snowfuzz as Umaro. It won't open. It's like Fezzik just knocking down a door. Mimikyu. As Gilgamesh. No, go. Both buttons have to be pressed at the same time in exactly the same way. Mimikyu. Mimic Celeste. Sorry, wrong voice. Whoops. He'll be fine. Or she. Rufio. As Gao. Shortcut! Take shortcut! Whee! Shortcut! Take shortcut! Yeet! Whee! Lock as Lock Cole, and Celeste as Celeste Share. Overlapping names there, guys.
Come on, this place is breaking apart.
Look!
I won't let go. I promise. Are you crazy? You almost got yourself killed for that? I have other bandanas that I could give you, Celeste. You don't have to keep running back for that same one you took off the stupid bird.
And Tethys as Tara Branford. Arguably the main character of the movie or the game, even though she's technically optional. You don't have to go back and recruit her. I wonder what happens if you don't, honestly.
Father? Tethys, we must part now. We Espers will disappear from this world. You may fade away as well, but perhaps if the human part of you feels something strong enough, then maybe, just maybe, you will be able to remain here as a human.
Even though your clothes mysteriously vanish when you turn into an Esper, and then come back when you revert. Oh yeah, Realm and Zifnab. Realm Aroni. Grandpa, you can't give up yet.
Oh, sorry, dear.
Any more whining out of you and I'll paint your picture.
No, anything but that.
But, you know, someday I really would like to paint your portrait. On canvas, I mean.
Oh, Realm, look what you've done. You've made me go all misty-eyed. And I can't read quite that fast out loud to get the rest of what I said.
Raiken as Shadow. Or was it, what was his actual name? Like Barum or something like that? From the dreams? I got that chest. Just saying.
Go on, Interceptor. Get going. Take care of yourself, boy. Go live with my daughter, Realm.
Barum's his partner.
Barum, looks like I can finally stop running.
And that last line he said there, I think it was something. It was also something said in a dream. Zifnab as Strago Magus. His name is Mage. Wizard. Chai tea. Coffee.
Come on, Zifnab, you can't let the kids do whatever it said at the bottom of that screen. Gotcha!
There you go, the old man leading the way. Now, so if I didn't make it clear in the... Oh, and me, as me. In a previous video, Realm is Shadow's daughter, if you didn't know. And if you don't save Shadow, there's a dream where she says something about her dad being away. Won't get to that in a minute, I guess. Last piece of magicite. Tethys, you've done enough. Your power's growing weaker. I really don't like auto-advancing text. Tethys isn't going to be able to hold out much longer. Whatever it said. So it takes a hot second to look who's talking, get the name in my brain, and then start and lock it into my voice and then start talking. And when it auto advances, sometimes it takes too long. Oh, in the town of misfit children and pregnant teenagers. Don't give up hope, Katerin. I won't either. Not really sure who's talking here. I guess it's presumed to be Tethys? Because none of the people in the room seem to know who was talking? Not yet. I'm just going to go with Tethys. Not yet? Tethys? What are you looking at all of them for? They're not Tethys. Like, is it you? Is it you? Is it you? Tethys! Just hanging out at the front of the ship. You got your clothes back on. Yay! Including your big red boots. Thank you, Gambit. I told you, didn't I? She's the fastest ship in the world. Yay! So, alright, final thoughts while that's running, and I don't remember if there's any last bits of text or anything to look at, but yeah, so as I was saying, if it wasn't explained fully in a previous video, if you didn't catch it, Realm is Shadow's daughter, and if you don't rescue Shadow, she has a dream where it's actually one of his final scenes from her perspective, and she's basically wondering where her dad went or something like that. It's been a long time since I've seen that one, because I always rescue Shadow. There are various conspiracy theories and ideas and whatnots about what happened to her mom, including I saw one that Mimikyu is actually her mom. And I think the only reason someone went there was because I think maybe you can wear the memento ring because she can wear like just about everything. But I didn't verify that, so I don't remember. I don't know. But yeah, so obviously the memento ring is only wearable normally by Realm and Shadow because they're father and daughter, and it's the memory of Realm's mother, essentially. And Zivnab doesn't get to wear it. He's not actually her grandfather. If you didn't know, he adopted her as his granddaughter because she was out of parents at that point. So her mom was one of the Magi in the town, which is why Realm has her magic painting abilities. Shadow went there when he was all beat up, fell in love, presumably, or at least had a good one-night stand with a woman in the town, and they produced Realm, and then Shadow did not feel he was in a place to look after them, or I don't know that it explains in the game anywhere. I may have read it somewhere. It's possible that Realm's mother died when Realm was born or early on there, because I believe it just says something about her, having departed. It doesn't specifically say she died, but chances are that's a euphemism that she did. But it could also, I think some of the verbiage indicates, departed, so she could have just, so that's part of one of the theories, is that she just went off traveling and did other things, and that's why it could be the mimic is actually her. And then, of course, Raiken was there as a single father, apparently, however old Realm was at that point, and he skipped out. You'd think that if Realm was old enough as she is the scene, because it doesn't specify how old she is, but it seems like she's talking, she's walking, she's moving around, so it doesn't seem like she's still an infant. But that's the reason why Shadow Interceptor likes her so much, and why he will hang out with her. And if you don't have Shadow, Interceptor is intertwined with her, recruiting her initially, that sort of thing. So, yeah, honestly, I don't know what happens in the ending with all those final scenes. Like, if you have Celeste automatically, because she's who you start in the World of Ruin with. If you don't get Locke, I don't know what Celeste's scene looks like in that final thing, or if she even gets one. If you have to get the two Figaro brothers because in order to advance the story, you have to get Edgar. I'm not convinced you have to get his brother. I don't know if you have to get Sabin, to be honest. He could just be there holding up that house in town the whole game, the whole second half of the game, for all I know, if you don't go get him. You obviously have to have at least 3 characters to get through Kefka's castle, that tower at the end there, because you have the 3 routes to follow and buttons to push. So you have to have a minimum 3 characters, but I honestly don't know what happens if you literally only have those 3 and then beat the game, if you just are, maxed out levels and Celestriads and that sort of thing, that you can actually pull it off. I don't know what happens with if you pull that off. I may do that as a challenge run at some point. Not anytime in the near future, though. But anyway, yeah. So whoever you have with you obviously depends on what those ending scenes look like. This is it. I love this game so much. It is a lot of fun. It is a very close second favorite from the original 2D FF1 through 6 range. It is closely behind 4. And the plot is more than just the simple. There's so many characters, there's so much going on. It's a lot of fun to play as well for this era with the ATB. Alright, here we go. What else we got? I know the baby just born, yay. Oh, hopping children. Hey, everybody come outside and look. The airship's flying past with Mama on it. Kid's got a good jump on him. Oh, revisiting places. Oh, there's Tomasa, the House of 1,000 Fire Rods getting rebuilt. In record time. Man, those Magi work fast when they put their mind to it. Oh, Edgar going to hang out with Celeste at the railing? Hello, how you doing? You want to come back to my castle? Say hi? Oh, crap, it's the little kid. She just lock-blocked him. Chastising his brother. Brother not too happy about it. Tell him to grow up. I think it's going to take, it really will take a very strong-willed woman to keep Edgar in line. So I kind of wonder, who he would actually end up with. Probably not anybody would know, because I don't see Tethys putting up with his BS. We already know where Celeste is going. Realm, she's got years before she's an adult, and we're not going down that thread. But yeah, this is just... It's such a well put together game. The game mechanics are simple but effective. The characters each have their own special abilities and things that make them better than the others for certain areas and things you can do with them. Certain abilities you may like or dislike. The only thing really about the mechanics of the game and the character abilities that I don't like is the fact that everybody can learn all the magic, and most of it is just as effective at that point in the higher level characters. It's ultimate. It's always going to hit hard. You may not hit as hard slinging ultimate with Sabin as you will with Tethys, obviously, Terra, but he could still kick it out and do quite a bit of damage. And so it's there. And theoretically, if you wanted to make Colosseum runs, it's actually a bad idea to teach all the magic to someone that you want to send into the Colosseum. So, someone like Setzer, who uses the dice to good effect in the Colosseum, it would be bad to send him in with all the magic, because what you really want him to do is you give him like the Master Scroll and those fixed dice, and he just chucks those things and dishes out lots of damage. And if he has a whole bunch of spells, since it's random control, he starts kicking off lots of random spells instead of using his fixed dice. So the fewer spells he has, the fewer options, the higher likelihood that he's just going to basic attack with the dice. And there's other characters, the same sort of thing. So if you plan on going for the Colosseum and making a really good go at all the stuff, then don't teach all the magic to the people that you want to send into the Colosseum. And I would advise doing some research on that first. I don't really do a whole lot with the Colosseum because I don't need to. And I don't really care about getting all the best items and the best armor and the best this and that for all the different possibilities you can do in there, because you obviously don't need them. And so I've just never really bothered to make a huge go of it. So, but anyway, that should be the end, and hopefully, yes. Come on. Field research professional. Come on. Breath of new life. Platinum. Master of 6. There we go. That was hard to get. That's going like, if I had actual trophies on my wall in my room, that's the sort of thing I would actually put up. I'm proud of that one because, damn, that took a lot of time and effort to get those stupid slots. I am hopefully pursuing the platinum on all of the Pixel remasters as I go through them. If I had really thought about going for the platinum specifically at the beginning, I would have checked on all the chests and I would have been more sure of where I was in the game, instead of thinking I needed to go back. But anyway, so as I go through, I still have 2, 3, 4, and 5 right to go as of now. I went 1 and then 6. So I plan on getting the platinum on all of them, and I hope to God there's not another achievement like that that's so RNG dependent and such a pain. So we'll see what happens. But this has been a lot of fun going back through this game. I really enjoy the Pixel Remaster. It's a good version. There are other versions that are based on like the Game Boy Advanced type thing that have additional content. There's a Dragon's Den that opens up, and some other things that you can get, like a Cactuar summon. I think Leviathan's in it. I don't remember. I've only gone that far on my phone once, and I don't think I finished the Dragon's Den even. So, but anyway, hopefully you have enjoyed this playthrough to at least some degree as much as I have enjoyed playing it, because I had a blast here. I really enjoy doing the character voices. I hope they weren't too annoying, and I hope they were relatively consistent. Obviously, there's a lot that sort of random characters flipping around all the time, and some of the main characters occasionally getting a little confused. But as I said, I have voice acted all of the books that I've read for my kids their entire childhoods, and so a lot of these are voices that I've been using for years for different characters, and I'm sort of drawing on different things that I've done over the years to fill them in as they come up. So anyway, I will continue voice acting 2, 3, and 4 when I play them, at 5, excuse me. And so if you are interested in those playthroughs, especially catching more of the voice acting, look for those when I get through them, and they will be up on YouTube in the future. So thank you very much. Please leave a like on this video and subscribe. And any parting comments you have for this series, it is a lot of fun. Thank you for joining me along the way, and I sincerely hope everybody is having a great day. Thank you.